Starfield is here and the modding scene is alive already. Can you believe it? Yes, we can. This is what modders do, especially with Bethesda titles. In this video, I'm going to take you through some of the mods that I'm using already and what they can do for you. I'm also going to feature a couple of honorable mentions that you may also find useful. So let's get started. First of all, back up your game. You can find your saves if you've already started Starfield under Documents, My Games, Starfield, Saves. If you've got a bunch of saves in here, before you start modding the game, I would take a copy of this and save it somewhere safe. The next thing you're going to need to do is enable modding for Starfield. It's slightly different. You're going to have to create a text file called starfield custom.ini. Now, remember, in Windows here, it doesn't like to give you all the information. So if you can't see the extensions of these files, like .txt, .ini, .ini, for example, then you need to go and change your view settings. Under Options, View, and uncheck Hide Extensions for known file types. This will enable you to modify the extension of a file type. For example, now you'll be able to create a new text document, call it whatever you need, Starfield Custom in this case, and then change the .txt extension to .ini. This changes the file type to an ini file, and thus will work. Once you have your Starfield custom.ini, you can go ahead and open it and add these 3 lines. Now, most of the mods will have this in their instructions on how to enable them, so don't worry, you can simply just copy and paste these 3 lines from most of the mod installation instructions into your new ini file. This enables modding. It enables the mods to actually work within Starfield. So with that in place, let's go through some mods, shall we? First of all, we're going to have a look at the Starfield FOV mod. This increases your field of view both in first and third person and is excellent on a much wider screen monitor like the one I've got. It has is much more enjoyable in the FOV, and it's very easy to install as well. Again, it's simply copy and pasting a few lines into that Starfield configuration.ini file. As always, guys, I will link to every mod down below in the video description there, so you can go and check them out for yourself. Got my FOV set to 90 on first person and 100 on third person. The next one is a slight quality of life improvement that speeds up the looting response to 300 milliseconds down from 1 second. Now, 1 second doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're looting like a crazy person like I do, then that little time saving is nice. So, response grabbing is the next mod that I can recommend. And again, this is a nice, easy copy and paste into that Starfield custom.ini file once again. The standard health bar on Starfield doesn't change color. It stays white no matter how low your health is. Now, there is a mod called Enhanced Health Bar that will change that, so it changes color the more damage you take, and will grab your attention a little better, in my opinion, when things start getting a little dicey and you need to use a health pack. So this is called Enhanced Health Bar, and its installation is a little bit more complicated, and you can simply just copy the files into the required folders. The instructions are in the mod. You can also use Vortex with this one, which is a mod manager by Nexus, so I prefer to do them all myself rather than use Vortex, but I'll leave that up to you guys. But the Enhanced Health Bar has definitely come useful already and has helped me, you know, not die. So there's that. Next up, we have a mod called Better HUD, which removes, oh, it doesn't actually remove them, it moves the kind of XP prompts and new location prompts and things like that from the center of the screen, which gets rather annoying, to the bottom, which is much more less intrusive, and it still gives you the information that you need. You're not going, get out the way when things are in front of the crosshair. A simple little change that makes a rather big difference, in my opinion. Just make sure you follow the installation instructions on this one, either with Vortex or manual install. That is slightly different than just modifying an ini file here. And perhaps leaving the best to last is Star UI. Now this is brand spanking new, but you're gonna want it. This is a inventory UI overhaul of Starfield, and it is sorely needed. As you can see, we're in the all category here, so we can have a look at everything. We have mass, value, the count, value and mass is an interesting column. You can customize the ini file for this mod to add and remove whatever columns you want as well if you want to get stuck into it. But as you can see, it gives you a little icon for the item, so at a quick glance you can see what kind of thing it is without having to read the actual entry. And you can sort by mass just by clicking on that column, or value by the same, or value mass, which is an interesting one. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what the purpose of value of mass is, but it might come in handy. It might come in handy, yeah. But as you can see, you can go through the various categories down the side here. This is so sorely needed, because obviously the game and its interface, its UI here, was pretty much only built for consoles without the PC user in mind. So the modders, as always, have got our back here and have created Star UI. You're going to want this one for sure. As always, ladies and gentlemen, I will link down below to the mods themselves so you can download these and enjoy these. Installation of this one is, again, pretty simple. Mostly just copy and paste the contents of a folder into your Starfield data directory, and off you go. So that's nice. So that's Star UI. Now, there are a couple of performance enhancing mods. Now, I've not used these because I've not needed to. So that my performance on my computer has been fine. I don't see the need to install mods that, you know, well, ultimately don't really change anything. So I can't personally vouch for these mods. However, they are well endorsed on Nexus. So if you are struggling to get decent frame rate or good looking performance in Starfield, you may consider checking them out. There is the Starfield Performance Optimizations mod, and there is also the DLSS mod for Starfield. Now, DLSS mod only works on RTX GPUs. So if you're using an AMD card or a particularly old GTX Nvidia GPU, then this isn't going to do anything for you, don't bother. However, if you're on a sort of older RTX, like a 20 series, then this might be worthwhile. And I'll let you guys sort of let me know down in the comments if you've already used this mod, or perhaps you've used it as a result of this video and it's, you know, worked. Let me know. That would be great, and that will help other people watching this video out as well. But yes, Starfield Performance Optimizations and the DLSS mod. Again, I'll link them down below in the video description for you guys to check out. Don't forget, always follow the installation instructions on the mod page themselves, and back up your save files before you start modding. Now, if you do run into trouble with mods, I run into trouble when I was testing the DLSS mod out. It actually stopped my game from running, but I'm no doubt that it's something to do with me doing it wrong and not the actual mod. And you just have to verify your files on Steam to re-enable the game or reinstall the game and make sure it's installed properly. That seemed to solve the problem for me. To verify your files on Steam, simply right-click Starfield here, go Property, Installed Files, verify integrity of the game files. Steam will scan the game file folder itself, and any anomalies it will correct with the original file. That should fix any problems that you have with mods. Failing that, you may have to uninstall and reinstall the game from scratch, and that's why we back up the saves folder. Because I don't know about you guys, but I don't have a spare 120 or 30 gigabytes to copy the game folders to. On Steam does it for you. Ladies and gentlemen, that has been today's mod roundup for Starfield. And for you guys that are not part of the early access and are getting in to the game today, I hope you enjoy. And I hope maybe you enjoy some of the mods that I've told you about today. I hope they improve your game and are useful to you. In any case, I do appreciate you watching this video. And if you're new here and you want to see some more Starfield from me, please do subscribe and click that little notification bell as well. And while you're at it, a cheeky little like would be greatly appreciated. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.